Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Jack Stocken's Improver class. Looks like we're going to have a really good class. We've got a lot of people rolling up. But if you can't make it this morning, please do enjoy the class when you watch it via replay. If you have any tech problems, please just use the click here for support above the little box that I'm sitting in at the moment. And we'll try and sort out your issues and get you back online. We seem to have somebody new here, Jeff from Wellington, New Zealand. That's fabulous. Anyhow, without further ado, I'll get the recording going and welcome your teacher down to take the class. So here we go. I think everybody has been looking at the bidding problem, and Ita has been very busy with a few answers. So here we go, and we'll get your teacher down. I hope I've pressed the right button here. Oh, yes, I have.
You have pressed the right button.
How are you today?
Well done, Franny. On good form, yes, I think. The viewers will be the judge of that at the end of the lesson.
Of course, of course.
And yes, no, the sun is shining here in England. Franny, all's well with the world. Well, in our world anyway, in the bridge world. And really important lesson today, responders rebid. It's the most difficult bid in bridge. But if you get it right, you'll end up in the right contract.
It is a very difficult bid, isn't it?
Well, it's always a hard one, responders' second bid, but it does define, quite often what the final contract will be. So that's really important. And yes, I've thrown in a little bidding problem today, Franny.
Yes.
For the students. So we'll just discuss that now briefly whilst you're on. So this is a responders' rebid problem. So it's quite useful. Well, let's have a look. 13 points. Interesting, isn't it? I think at the table, what happened was they just bid 2 spades, but that didn't work. That shows 6 to 9 points only.
Exactly.
Let's just see what the students are saying. Some are going 4 spades, some are going 3 spades, some are going 4 clubs. Have those had a go watching in replay, by the way? Good time to pause the video. Well, it's quite a tricky bid, this, I think. At the table, my partner, is reasonably experienced, only bid 2 spades here, but that's 6 to 9 points. And North rightly passed. So here, actually, the winning bid, Franny, is to bid 4 spades.
Well, you do have 6. You have an excellent spade suit, and you do have a singleton.
Yeah, I think that's that's important. I think what you're saying is right, Franny. You've got 13 points. You've got to make a very strong bid here because 2 spades and 3 spades are non-forcing. 2 spades shows 6 to 9 points with 6 cards. 3 spades a jump. Improvers often get this wrong. That's 10 to 12. So I'm strongly the belief, yeah, definitely, I'm with you. And with such a good spade suit, it doesn't actually matter if partner hasn't got any.
It appears partner hasn't got any.
No, they haven't, but it doesn't matter because we've got the Queen, Jack, 10, 9. All we lose is the King of Spades. And on hands such as this, I would definitely draw trumps straight away.
It's a fabulous little problem. And do we look like we've got somebody new in the class from New Zealand?
Let me have a little look. Hang on.
In a way. So Jeff from, I think, Auckland.
Let me have a look, see if I can see. Oh, Jeff.
Yes.
Well, yes, I haven't seen a Jeff before. So good morning, Jeff. Are you new?
Oh, Wellington. I do apologize.
Wellington, yes.
Yes, so that's great to get someone from New Zealand too, isn't it?
Jill H is wondering why they rebid 2 clubs. Well, because 2 diamonds or 2 hearts takes the bidding too high, Jill. That's why. Yeah. Yeah, that would be like a reverse, showing 16 points or more, which experienced partnerships play reverses. I don't teach them, but experienced partners play them. So we had to repeat our rather manky 5-card suit, Jill, which it didn't fill me full of pleasure. because I was actually sitting as north. But 2 diamonds or 2 hearts puts the bidding up too high.
Oh, that's a fabulous hand that you've brought to the class. And Jeff's actually said he was in the beginner's class doing it on replay, and now he's merged into the improver class. That's excellent.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well done. You've
I bet a moose had nice and just.
Yes, Frank, nice to see you. Good that we've shared the bidding problem with you. As I say, I do throw these in every now and again. And we'll catch you at the end.
Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.
Thanks, Franny. It is the most difficult bid in bridge, responders rebid, as I've said, because it defines the final contract. Let's get started, yeah. I've opened a heart, you've bid 1 spade. As you would, I've come back with 2 diamonds. What next for you as responder? What have we got, 11 points? Thank you, Beetle, for welcoming Jeff. Yes, we always welcome newcomers into the class. I think the most important thing here, well, 2 important things, but the most important, I think, is have you got a fit? And I'm going to give you a get out of jail free card, so I'm in a good mood. Because almost all of you bidding not the right thing, I think, here. Yes, what's going wrong? Is there something in the air? Are you all a bit giddy with the start of spring? Have I spoken too soon? But yes, here's the get out of jail free card. Have you got a fit in hearts? Remember, I've shown you 5 hearts and 4 diamonds by my bidding. You can change your mind. The prison, well, certainly the bridge prison is full. It's overcrowded. There are still a few spaces left in the new wing. We've just completed the Jack's Mum wing. Bashir opened it last week. Yes, even my tennis partner went for 2 no trumps. I can't mention his name. It's bad for business. Yeah, well done. I think most of you have changed your minds for the better. You fell into my trap. Look, there you are falling in. Luckily, I provided you with a rope ladder so you can climb out again. Yeah, that was kind of me. But well done if you said 3 hearts first time. He's not, I don't think he's playing tennis at the moment, Patricia. He plays on Tuesday mornings at 8 o'clock if you want to go and watch. I can't tell you where. Or maybe it's 8:30. Right, so there we go. 2 hearts, 3 hearts, yes. And that also shows the point count, 10 to 12. So it's a very specific bid, that rebid there. It's showing 10 to 12 points and 3 cards precisely in hearts. Invitation to game. Well done if you did that of your own accord. Yeah, and there's the responders rebid support line with partners. So 2 hearts would only be 6 to 9, jumping to 3 hearts 10 to 12. And you can go to game with 13 plus, obviously. No, there's no point. You can't use full suit forcing just by the way, Jill. You need to have 12 or more points. Yeah, just to be clear. So no, we can't use it then. Okay, and here's another one for you. I've opened a same auction. This time you've got 8 points. So what's your best bid here, do you think? And it is quite a tricky bid, the responders rebid. You know, if you do find it hard, then clearly you can watch again in replay. You've got the notes, which are very succinct to download. I'm sure you all know how to do that by now. Yeah, it's good that Jill's thinking about full suit forcing, but you would need to have 12 points or more, Jill. And generally, if you've got a fit, you'd support partner first. Yes, Ita, this is what's known as a false preference bid, this one. Well done. So most of you bidding 2 hearts here. And surprise, surprise, most of you are right. Yes, because you know, I think, that the 5-2, 2 reasons why this is right. A, because the 5-2 fit is better than the 4-3. Okay. You definitely score better at duplicate as well, if it's a major. And secondly, it does give partner another chance to bid. because North could be as many as 17 or 18 points. Okay, so 2 reasons there for bidding 2 hearts. Well done. Let's play our first hand on BBO. And it's a 1 heart opening by South. And would you bid anything with the West hand? 14 points or not? Well done. Take out double. Some do forget to double. And what would you bid with the North hand with your 7 points? Yeah, classic takeout double, isn't it? SOS, short in hearts, opening hand. Improvers, well, some improvers do forget to double. Improvers forget to do quite a few things. 1 spade is clear. East doesn't have to bid now because the double is cancelled. Just by the way, be very awkward. Let's look at this situation just for a second. Let's say that North passed here. What would you do as East here? Let's look at that scenario for a second. Very awkward. What would you do, if anything? So if the bidding went 1 heart double, North passed, what would you do as East? It's quite interesting. Let's have a look at that scenario. Might as well. It does come up. Right. Well, I think the bid I like least is pass. Yeah. They'll make 1 heart doubled easily, probably with over tricks. The only time you would leave the double in is if your hearts were amazingly good. Literally like King, Queen, Jack, 10, 9, 8. Yeah. 5 or 6 really, really good hearts. 1 no trump isn't ideal because that shows a stopper in hearts. 2 diamonds takes you to the 2 level. Actually, what I would do and what I recommend you to do is to bid 1 spade there. Yeah. More experienced players would bid 1 spade. Can't bid 2 hearts. No, that's the opposition suit. Interesting, wasn't it? If the bidding goes like that. So occasionally you would have to bid a 3-card suit. And I prefer doing that because it's cheaper than bidding 2 diamonds. And partner probably got 4 spades. But it is a nightmare scenario. You do the bid that is least bad. I think the bid I like least is pass. Yeah, they'd make 1 heart doubled easily with over tricks. 1 no trump's not good either. That guarantees, it does show 6 to 9 points, but it guarantees a stopper in hearts. You have no stopper in hearts. Yeah, 1 no trump would be my second choice there, but 1 spade is the clear winner. So that's quite useful for you to bear that one in mind. As it happens, we don't have to do that. And anything more for North? Quite interesting looking at that scenario, isn't it? It does come up. Sometimes you do have to bid a 3-card suit opposite your partner's takeout double. It's quite rare. But 1 no trump does show a stopper. Anything from North? Yes, clearly going back to the 5-2 fit is better than leaving partner in a 4-2 fit. And this is a very weak bid, so South passes as well. And I'm sure you're going to lead the ace of clubs, Jack's favourite lead. Ace from ace king. Good, well, thank you, partner, for the dummy. And I'm really just deciding whether to draw trumps. So I'm looking at whether to draw trumps or not. I've already made a plan, so I'm ready to go. 2 of clubs. What would you honestly do as the West hand now? Having led the ace of clubs, your partner signalled with the 2. Let's hope you enjoyed that problem hand at the beginning. I do throw those in every now and again. Well, I think the key thing is to switch, Because if you wrongly, a lot of club players, inexperienced club players, would just continue with the king of clubs here. But that sets up the queen as a winner. Problem about a trump is it's very dangerous from queen 9. You'll probably now never make your queen if you lead a trump. And a diamond helps declare, create the void in dummy. So well done if you put the jack of spades on the table. Yeah. It's the safest thing you can do. A lot of good defense is about safety. We call it passive. Not trying to get that extra trick, but not trying to, crucially, not trying to give away a trick to declare it. Now, here's your dilemma. You've got a singleton in hand, so you don't need to finesse, but do you think you play the queen there or the ace? You can give me a reason if you want. It's optional extra. Time for some fizzy water. I am going to play the queen there, mainly because I know from the bidding that West has got the points. They've made the takeout double look. And remember, you can bring up the bidding playing on BBA just by clicking on 2 hearts outlook. Good. Well, we got off to a good start, winning finesse. What do we do next, having won the queen of spades? That's right, Anne. Well done. West doubled. Morning to Shauna Hamish. He's in sunny Brighton, as opposed to cloudy Brighton. Sally AD, Amanda, Val P. Issa from Ireland. Richard's with us. Yes, I think definitely we need to now cash the ace of spades, shedding a losing club look. Well done. Yeah, because entries to dummy are non-existent. Correct, Janice. And what next, do you think, from the dummy? Is this a hand to draw trumps? Or is it a hand to delay? Well, it's a hand to delay. Remember, the main time, we'll be doing a lesson on this in a few weeks' time, I think, that you delay drawing trumps is when you can create a void on dummy, and correct. So you look for a suit that's longer in your own hand, i.e. declarers, than dummy. So clearly we have more diamonds than we do in dummy. So a diamond there. Good technique to duck a diamond here. If you're going to lose a trick, lose it early. East does best to switch to a trump. Trying to take the trumps off the table. We can now play the ace of diamonds, of course. Rough a diamond with the jack of hearts. Rough a spade to get back to hand. Probably leave the trumps now. We know that the East has the 10 and the 4 because West has played the queen there. So we can leave the trumps. Exit with a diamond. They can cash their king of clubs. But one for us and one for them. Yeah. So we have made 2 hearts exactly. Well done, everyone. Creating that diamond ruff was key there. That's the main takeaway of that hand, I think. Well defended by the opposition. You know, switching from the club was very good. A lot of got a lot of improvers would play the ace and the king. But the crucial thing there was the diamond void. Good. Okay, well, that was a nice little 2 hearts. Let's go back to the classroom. Yeah, when open has shown 5-4, Respondent can show preference by going back to open a suit with just 2 cards. Now, we don't teach that to beginners because they'd say, why are you supporting with 2 cards? But it's just a preference and sometimes a false preference. So clearly with that hand there, we want to rebid 2 spades. Right. What do you think about this one? Same auction as previously. I've opened a heart. You bid 1 spade. I've come back 2 diamonds. What next for you, if anything, now with your 6 points? Bear in mind that you did well to bid 1 spade there, not 1 no trump. 1 no trump dustbin would deny a 4-card major. Yeah, this is one of the few times that it's best to pass. Yeah, North's bid is only 95% forcing, but with just 6 points and a rubbish hand, best to lead partner in the 4-3 fit. Yeah, hopeful that you could ruff hearts in the dummy with that singleton heart. Just by the way, before we go on to the next slide, what would be a really good lead here, do you think, by West? Almost an automatic lead when the auction goes like this. What would, I know you can't see West's hand, but in principle, what do you think they should lead? And this is for the more experienced players in the class. And I can tell because the more experienced players are coming up with the right answer, as you would. So when the auction goes like this, it's almost automatic to lead a trump, a diamond. Yeah, because you know that South has left partner in the 2nd suit. They're almost certainly going to have a singleton heart. So by leading a trump here, you cut down the trumps, the roughs in dummy, don't you? Well done if you fished out a trump lead there, a diamond. Yeah, almost automatic in that particular auction. When responder leaves opener in their 2nd suit, lead a trump. Good, quite a few of you did there. I'm impressed. That's for the more experienced members of the class. Yeah, and if you keep leading trumps, you see, then declarer can't ruff hearts in dummy. Yeah, you're taking the trumps off the dummy. Well done. Here's another one. Yes, would you all have bid 1 no trump with that hand there with 7 points, by the way? Answer yes or no with 6 hearts. You can tell me why if you want. So 2 marks available here. Would you all have bid 1 no trump? And secondly, what might your bid be now, if anything? Yes, it fails the rule of 14, so that's why we bid 1 no trump, by the way, everyone. Quick reminder, the rule of 14. It's where there's been a new suit at the 2 level. It's number of cards in longest suit, which here is 6 hearts. Add it to total points, which is 7. That only comes to 13. I stick to the rule of 14 like glue. I really do. It's one of the rules I never break. Break 1 or 2 of the others, but not that one. And clear, yes, so you can bid 2 hearts now. And partner won't get carried away because they know you've got a weakish hand. So typically you've got 6 or 7 points. And this does show when you bid a dustbin and then bid your own suit, does promise 6 cards. Okay. So it's quite a good hand now. So I might just take a photo of it to save me mucking around later. Okay. Different auction this time. I've opened a diamond, you've bid a heart. I've come back 1 spade. What's your best bid here with 8 points? Yeah, remember you don't have to be balanced to bid one no trump here. But generally a stopper in clubs. Not always, but preferably. But don't need to be balanced, remember, for a dustbin. But 6 to 9. Good, well done. The dustbin works the same time around. To bid 2 spades here, they would promise 4 cards. Raising partner's suit. So 1 no trump is preferred. Good. Here's another one. Getting through them quite quickly today. Less experienced members of the class can go through and replay in the next day or two. If I was learning bridge, I'd certainly give it a day or two before I came back to the replay. What's your best bid here with 11, do you think? What have we got to tell you? What we've got to tell you, very useful lesson on Monday with the intermediates at 9:30 on forcing bids part 2. Really useful lesson that for bridge players, knowing whether a bid is forcing or not. So do come along and join us there. It's in your subscription. Next Wednesday, though, I'm in a mystery location. So mysterious that I can't tell you where it is. But I will be packing a suitcase on Monday. And so the lesson on the 15th of April will be at 1 o'clock because I'm teaching bridge in the morning in this mystery location. So 1 o'clock, Bashir will send a reminder via email. Combined lesson with the beginners stroke improvers there. So 1 o'clock, 15th of April, no lesson at 9:30 or 11. So we'll have a combined lesson there because I like to give you a live lesson where I can rather than a pre-recorded one. 2 no trump does the job very nicely. Normally a stopper in the unbid suit, which here is clubs. Occasionally you might not have a stopper if you're really stuck. Good. 10 to 12, it's a limit bid. If you had 13 or more, you jump to 3 no trumps. All bid 4 suit forcing if you've done the 4 suit forcing lesson, which would be 3 clubs. Good. Let's move on to hand 2. Where are we? Yes, and the lesson next week will be on trumping and dummy. That's going to be a useful one. This Wednesday, by the way, come and join us for the beginners/improvers at 11 o'clock. Oh, it's today, sorry, 11 o'clock today. We are doing practicing week 2s and week 3s, mainly how you respond to them. Right, for the moment, North opens a spade. 2 clubs by South, 10 points or more. 2 hearts. What next for South with their 10 points? Morning, Elizabeth, Lizzie H, Sheila, Anne, Janice, Ellie, all our regulars. 1 or 2 newcomers. Jeff's a newcomer to the live show. Lizzie, Angela, Anne R. Tony's with us. Anthony from Canary Wharf comes on my bridge holidays. All bidding 2 no trump, yes. Well done, 10 to 12. And North raises to 3. Fourth highest lead. Well, counting certain tricks. Have we done that? 6. Clearly extras are coming from spades. We might make an extra from hearts if the suit divides 3 and 3. But our other dilemma, never play too quickly at trick 1. We did that lesson actually with the intermediates on Monday of this week, actually. Would you play the Jack of Diamonds there, or would you go second player, play low? It won't help you to look at the East-West cards, by the way. Would you think the jack of diamonds there or the low one? Normally second player play low, but there are exceptions. Patricia B is playing the jack. Richard's playing the jack. Well, the jack is correct because West could be leading from 4 or 5 to the king queen, in which case the jack of diamonds will win the trick. So it is worth a shot. Yeah, there's no point playing low. Well done. Here, of course, it's covered by the queen. Cover an honor with an honor. And would you win with the ace? No, ducking. Of course. Quack. Are we going to quack again, Tony? Shawnee, yes, of course we are. Amanda, yeah. Duck again. Generally, if you duck twice. Sorry, if you duck once, it's best to duck twice. Quack, quack. And what would West do now, having just won the 10 of diamonds? Yeah, so it's an interesting problem, that one I gave you at the beginning. Morning, Chris. Chris is switching to a club. That's interesting. I think most improvers, intermediates, would continue with another diamond, but I'm going to come back to that at the end of the hand, whether it's right to play another diamond or whether you should switch to a club. We're going to come back to that. I think most players would come back a diamond, certainly improvers, intermediates. Yeah, we'd chuck a club. And which card do we play now from Declarer, having won the ace of diamonds? Well, clearly we need to get the spades going. The gold dust, as you know I call them. And which spade from the dummy? Yes, clearly we need to get their spades going soon as. Go for the extras first. Jack or 10, yeah. But some of you might be wondering why you duck in bridge. This is why. Because if you hadn't ducked the diamond, East would now have a couple of diamonds left to return. You have severed, animated caption, scissors, the communication between East and West in diamonds. So that's why you duck. You don't really need to know why, you just need to do it. They've switched to the Jack of Hearts. We can win with the ace. Another spade finesse to the 10. Which wins. And we now cash our winning spades. Throwing clubs. Look at those lovely length winners. What does East discard here, by the way? Second player. What do you think East should discard on the lead of the 6 of spades? A club, yes. Keep the same length as dummy. So if dummy has 3 cards, you should keep 3 cards as well. So 9 of clubs goes away. Well, we have to discard a club, don't we? Hoping partner's got the jack. Awkward. Now we can cash the ace of clubs, look. East was caught in a squeeze there, by the way. They were squeezed in hearts and clubs. Whatever they threw, they were going to give us a trick. So now, you see, we cash the ace of clubs. we're going to make an over trick, which would definitely be the top score here. The 10 of clubs, you see, is now a winner. East was squeezed in hearts and clubs. An automatic squeeze there. Squeeze is the hardest thing to do in Bridge for Declarer. It's harder than end play, harder than anything else. But that definitely would be the top score. 430. Actually 630 because we're vulnerable. Nothing East could do. That squeeze, though, is fairly automatic. Some squeezes take a bit of planning at the beginning. That one was pretty automatic. Good point. And let's just go back to the point. When West was in with a diamond, actually, it is best then to switch to a club. Yeah, well done, Chris and others who thought it might be a good idea to switch. Two reasons. Well, actually, two reasons. Mainly because you're never going to get to enjoy the diamonds. You've got no entry to your hand as West. So it's pointless continuing diamonds, really. And B, it's likely that partner's got some points in clubs. Yeah. So well done if you found the club switch there. It actually defeats the contract, funnily enough. You can go one down when West gets in with a diamond. When West is left on lead with a diamond, they switch to a club. But there is no point really continuing diamonds because that suit is useless. It's toast. You're never going to be able to establish those diamond winners. Right, back to the classroom. Yes, I think we all know this. Just a quick reminder, 1 no trump is 6 to 9, 2 no trumps 10 to 12. But always best to try and bid a suit first. Yeah, I hate the bidding 1 heart, 2 no trumps or something. 1 club, 2 no trump. No, offer a suit at the 1 level. Okay, so what about this one? I've opened a heart, you bid 1 spade, high fives. 2 diamonds by me, back to you with 10 points. So yes, lots to look forward to. I think we're clear on what's going on. At 11 o'clock this morning, with the beginners/improvers, we're practicing week 2s and 3s, typically bidding to the level of the fit, things like that. Monday, very useful class on forcing bids part 2 at 9:30, and then change of time for Wednesday the 15th. It's 1 o'clock for the trumping and dummy. And for those who missed the tournament, do have a look at it from the 1st of April. It wasn't an April Fool. We did get our highest ever score last week, by the way, 68%. Courtesy of that very nice 5 hearts doubled -1 on the last hand, where we scored 98%. I say we, it was a joint effort. It was fun. I do enjoy those tournaments, Shauna. I think they're very instructive for the students as well. We're kind of putting everything into play at the same time, rather than just concentrating on a particular lesson. Yes, 2 no trump there. Yes, I'd be right about communication, Tony, but really, it's all we can do. And remember that, these hands don't play well, Tony. You're right, they're misfits. And remember, 2 no trump here doesn't have to be balanced. A bit like a dustbin. Right, let's change things around a bit. I've opened a heart. You've bid 1 spade with your 16 points. I've jumped to 3 hearts. What next for you on your rebidders responder? It's definitely one of the most useful lessons around, this one, because clearly this kind of thing comes up the whole time. Well, we're definitely in the slam zone. Some of you going straight to 6 hearts, but I think it would be prudent to go via Blackwood. Either normal Blackwood or Roman key card for those who are using it. Yeah. Yeah. Might even be a grand slam on here. Might. Unlikely. You'd have to check on all the kings as well. But yeah, 4 no trumps, check on aces. Yeah, I wouldn't go straight to 6 hearts because he might be missing 2 aces. It is feasible, although unlikely. There might even be a grand slam on here. You know, partner's got all the aces and a couple of kings. You should be able to count 13 tricks. If partner comes back with 2 aces, let's say, and then you ask for kings, and they've got 2 kings, you might think about going for the grand slam. Easy if you're playing Roman keycard Blackwood, because then you can find out about the Queen of Hearts, which will be vital. And we do teach, just for those of you who need to feel as though they should be promoted, of course, the intermediate class is for the more experienced on Mondays at 9:30. Some of you might not be able to make the timing there. Let's play hand 3 on BBO. Right. It's a 1 club opener. 1 diamond response. 18 points. What's our rebid here? That's it. 2 no trump, shows 17, 18. Playing traditional methods. Yeah, 3 no trump will show 19 here. And what does North do next? 15 points. Well done. Yes, 4 no trumps. I like that bit there. And what next from South, if anything? 18 points. Yes, do if you missed the tournament, watch it in replay, the replay library from the 1st of April, the BBO tournament. Very instructive. Yes, well done. So 4 no trumps is the quantitative invitation with a maximum we bid 6. And what would you lead to 6 no trumps? Interesting lead problem. Janice Gerber is extremely rare, but experienced partnerships, Janice, good question from Janice. They only use Gerber, like myself, if partner opens 1 no trump or 2 no trump, then 4 clubs is Gerber. Yeah, I do a lesson on that with the intermediates on Mondays. Might still be in the replay library, Janice, but that would definitely be the only time you would use it. And that you'd have to agree that with your partner. But a few of the old-fashioned folks still play, they prefer 4 clubs Gerber, but they are behind the times. What lead are we going to make? Only Eater's making a lead so far. Shauna says more than a few, yes. Oh, more than a few, she's saying. Depends where you play your bridge, I guess, Shauna, and who with. What are you going to lead? Let's just stick on that for a second, because it is important. Well, remember the opponents have bid clubs and diamonds, so you shouldn't be leading clubs or diamonds. That's naughty. The bridge prison beckons. Franny is revving up the bridge prison minibus as we speak. She's just told me, hang on. Yes, Franny? There's still 4 places left on the prison bus. Oh, that's lucky. Yeah, I've got a few contenders for you. Okay, I'll be sending them along soon. Okay, so there's a few places left on the prison bus for those who led a dime. That's naughty. But actually, more experienced players. Yes, Shauna, are you a warder at the prison now, Shauna? Keeping her prison uniform on at all times. I didn't know she'd been promoted to a warder. Of course, Shauna looks after our very popular WhatsApp groups for the BBA. Talking of which, if you're interested in playing on BBA, do send a message and I'll put you in touch with Shauna, who organises WhatsApp groups for getting games together with LBO students. Most of you, I think, know how to get in touch with Shauna or are already participating in those WhatsApp groups. Playing friendly bridge with fellow students, what's not to like? I'm going to lead a spade. Against 6 no trumps, it's a lesson I think we've done. You lead passive. Yeah, safe. So don't lead a opponent suit, but don't lead the 2 of hearts either. It's from an honor. Make a very passive lead. Typically from 3 cards, 4 low cards, but try not to lead from an honor because it will help declare. Yeah, so against 6 no trumps, we go very passive, and passive means safe. Right. Covered with the 10. It gives nothing away. Which card do we play at trick 2? How many certain ones have we got? 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 10 certain tricks. Might make another if clubs divide 3 and 3, but that's unlikely. Well, remember, in no trumps, we go for our extra tricks first. Yeah, we don't play out the certain ones. And which one would you play from the dummy? Ace, Jack, 9, or the 8? I don't think you're going to play the 2. Well, place your bets. This is time for a deep finesse, the 8 or the 9. So we're finessing the king, the queen, and crucially, we're finessing the 10 of diamonds here. That is the key play. Okay, it loses to the queen, as expected. Comeback partner's suit. Back on with the diamonds. And which one from the dummy? Probably about, when this hand was played before COVID, before I started teaching online, about 70% probably went down here. So don't be sad if you put in the Jack of diamonds, so you would go 1 down. Again, we can put in the 8. Lovely. It wins. Back to hand with a club, let's say. Another diamond finesse to the knave. Cash the ace of diamonds. And the 2 is a winner. Yeah, they're all winners now, aren't they, actually? We've got an overlap of winners. So we'll claim that little lot. Well done there. Give yourself 2 marks there. A, if you led the 7 of spades, high for hate. I don't mind the 2 of the 3, makes a difference, but 7 of spades is technically right. High for hate means you don't have an honor. And give yourself another mark if you played that diamond to the 9 or the 8, the deep finesse. Good. Let's go back to the classroom. I've opened a heart. You've responded 1 spade. 2 clubs by me. What now for you with your 11 points? And 6 card spade suit. It is a very, I mean, I'm saying it myself because no one else will say it. Well, you might say it actually at the end. But it is a very instructive lesson, this. Quite a lot in it as well. The power hour, as Charles likes to call it. He's not with us this morning. Maybe he's watching in replay. Hello, Charles. He thinks this lesson should be sponsored by Duracell. What do you think, everyone? One thing we can't do is 2 diamonds. So that'd be 4 suit forcing, showing 12 or more points forcing to game. Well done. Well, I'm actually impressed by the answers coming in. If you're watching in replay, which I know many of you do, what would your rebid be here? What number of spades? Very well done. I am impressed that most of you are bidding 3 spades here, because a lot of improvers and a few intermediates get this wrong. They just bid 2 spades with a good hand. No, 3 spades here is 10 to 12 with a 6-card suit. 2 spades, 6 to 9 points. Well done. We did sort of hint at that at the beginning of the lesson, didn't we? It was a similar type of problem, but well done for coming in with 3 spades. Let's play hand 4 on BBO. So getting near the end. Hope you all had a good Easter, by the way. Seemed to go very quickly. It's a 1-club opener. Pass, but with ease. When you have length in the opposition suit, you have to pass. One spade. And what next to yourself? Responders rebid with your, what have we got, 10 points. And nearly all of you bidding 3 hearts. Nearly all of you are right. Well done. A lot of people, when they do this lesson, just bid 2 hearts and North rightly passes. So 3 hearts there, showing 10 to 12 and a 6-card suit. And North, what have they got? 14. Yes, they clearly raised the game. And what's the opening lead from West? Yeah, clear to lead the singleton, even if it's the opposition suit. And yes, we're doing this lesson on Monday. Play at trick 1. My favorite expression, of course, is never play too quickly at trick 1. Which one would you play from dummy? Well, I would be thinking to myself, A, why have they led a club? That's a suit bid by opener, look. And B, the 9 of clubs is a high one. It's nearly always a singleton or a doubleton. Good, well done. And which card from dummy at trick 2, having won the ace of clubs? And again, you know, we're thinking about whether to draw trumps or not. It's always the main thought in my mind. Well, the main time, of course, is when we can create the void in dummy. So ace of diamonds here, yeah. Higher card from shorter holding. No point covering. Good. Well, that's a good start. Roughing the diamond in dummy. Now we can draw trumps. And which one from declarer? Ace, queen, or 10? Yes, when I see you in a week's time, it will be from the mystery location. 1 or 2 of you might know where that is. Don't give the game away. Yes, we better go deep here. Yeah, let's go deep with the 10. finessing both the king and the jack of hearts. Loses to the king, but that's no bad thing. They'd come back a diamond. No point roughing, partner's winner. We can simply now draw the trumps. And play the jack of spades, higher card and short holding. Would you cover with the queen? Is interesting. A second player, would you play low? Well, seeing the 10 and the 9 there, there's no point covering with the queen. And sometimes, quite often, you have to make this decision, in advance. Otherwise, if you hesitate, it's clear that you've got the queen. So play low in tempo there. Loses to the ace. They do best to cash their king of clubs. Otherwise, they're never making it. We can trump the return. King of spades is a winner. And a trump at the end. Nothing to promote, Sean. That's right. By playing the queen of spades there with the 10-9 in dummy. So, well done. We've made our 4 hearts. Quite a tricky hand, that. Creating 2 key points. And that one was roughing the diamond in dummy. And then playing a heart to the 10. Thank you for your company, Eater. We'd just better go back to the classroom. 1 or 2 more things to do. Oh, yes, we're just looking at responders rebid here. 2 spades there shows 6 to 9 points. A jump to 3 spades crucially shows 10 to 12. 4 spades, 13 plus. Similar to the hand we had at the beginning, wasn't it? The problem hand. We would need a strong suit to do that. Just a couple of addendums before we go. Still got 3 minutes left. I've opened a heart. You've bid 1 spade. 2 clubs by me. What next for you with 11 points? Addendum for the more experienced, but we can all have a go. Just means they're kind of slightly harder, the addendums, not to worry too much about them. What do you think you might do here with your 11? Nothing ideal, is there? Nice to have Jeff on board with us. He's been learning with the beginners/improvers. He's now promoted. They're doing very well, my beginners/improvers. They've been learning since the beginning of October. They will come and join this class middle of next month, I think. So that'd be really nice to have some new people in the class. Yes, we don't have a diamond stopper, Tony. Is that causing you a problem? Causes me a bit of a problem, but I don't want to do anything else. I think it's the best of a bad job is 2-no trump here. Ooh, that's even what I say. The other options are greater evils. He'll get over it in time. That's Tony, of course. But he is worried about a diamond stopper. I would be too. But I don't want to bid 2 spades or 3 spades. They show 6-card suits. Raising clubs would show 4 cards. Yeah. Well done. Here's another addendum for you. I've opened the heart, rebid 1, no trump. You've got 18 points. What next for you as responder? I think you've done really well this morning. I'm pleased with the progress of the students. I think most of you have got Shauna's email address. She's always looking for 1 or 2 more for the WhatsApp groups. Oh, Ellie's off to Fort William. Now, Ellie, my geography is not very good, as many of you might know. I think I live in Harrogate. I'm not 100% certain. Fort William, I think, is in America. Oh, no. Was it in Scotland? I'm going to go Scotland. I've changed my mind. Is Fort William in Scotland? I don't think you'd be going to America right now. You might be. And there's Shauna's email, just in case you'd like to join one of the WhatsApp groups for the... Yay, it's Scotland, Pam. I got it right. when it said fort, you see, I thought of America and the Wild West. Now then, Franny, I'm sure you'd have been bidding 6 no trumps here.
Oh, yeah, that's a very interesting class, that one. But really, you can always have a look on replay, which is good.
Yeah, I think there's a lot in there. We're just going to give them 3 things to remember. But yeah, straight to 6 no trumps. Remember the rhyme, 33 for 6 NT. So we know we've got 30. Yeah, so are they all bidding 6 no trumps? Mostly, yeah. And really, you know, I think the class did very well, Franny. Yeah. They know that when you show 5-4, just show a preference with 2 cards with a weak hand. Response of 2 no trump shows 10 to 12. Occasionally, you won't have a stopper in the unbid suit like that last hand. And finally, with the 6-card suit, responders rebid is a jump to the 3 level, Franny. Show 10 to 12. They often get that wrong. They only bid 2 spades or 2 hearts. So I was really impressed, actually, how well they did today.
Excellent. And you reminded everybody about next week.
Yeah, lots of things to look forward to. But next week, of course, yes, Franny, and we'll talk about that next week. Well, we'll talk about it now. I can actually, because it's quite late for you, 1 o'clock UK time, I can start and finish the class if you want. I don't know if Bashir's spoken to you about it.
He's already done that. That's okay.
Are you okay to be there?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. You'll see the mystery location anyway.
That's fine. And everybody knows it's a bit different time, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I've told them. So 1 o'clock a week today. No class at 9:30. No class at 11 o'clock. So we're going to have a fun combined class at 1 o'clock after I finish teaching in the mystery location. Well, thank you for all your kind comments, which are now scrolling down my screen. I think it's always quite a popular lesson, that one.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen you do that one before. It was excellent.
Yeah, we have done it a long time ago, I think. But no, it is useful because it comes up a lot. You know, it's one of the more frequent things, unlike things like the unassuming qubit, which come up once in a blue moon. Now, Franny, I had better get ready because, as you know, we're meeting again at 11, aren't we?
All right. So we'll say goodbye to everybody and hope they have a very good week.
Great that Jeff could join us, by the way. And I know a few of them will be joining us at 11. Beetle, I think, normally joins us. Hopefully, Beetle will be there and 1 or 2 others.
Right.
I'm going to put the kettle on and I'll be back very soon.
All right. We'll say bye.
Bye. Bye, Jackson.
Bye. What's happening here?